Hey everyone, welcome back to the stream where I'm making like a doomsday city simulator game. This live stream is going to be pretty short and it's more going to be a status update rather than like me working on stuff. I mostly just want to get a video showing off some of the new environments. So I've basically been working on the graphics for the lower part of the city for the past week, and I made some improvements to like the lighting and the buildings. So let's take a look. So I put some buildings in and I made them a lot taller, and I added some textures and color as well. And all the buildings are made from these like modular pieces. So not a lot of assets, just a few simple kind of modular building chunks. And then I import them into Unity, and I have some scripts that like break them up into different prefabs. But I'll play the game. Just to give a sense of the scale. And the cool thing is everything you see you can actually go into. So all these buildings, like you can go in every room. And I might need to add elevators because climbing the stairs takes a really long time. I think there's like 50 flight of stairs in some of the buildings because they're that many stories high, and it just takes a real long time. So I'm not sure if I'll need to do something like elevators. And I haven't done anything with the upper parts of the city. But it's kind of cool just to like look down at it. Yeah, so the buildings are basically made from these chunks. So this is like one of the chunks from Maya, and there's another version that has like props inside of it. So this one has like chairs and stuff, doors, and then let's take a look. I just take these chunks and I make different floors out of them, and I just copy them a bunch of times to build like various heights, and then all this information is just baked into a single object, because this renders a lot faster. So it's all the meshes just combined into like one object per material, and all the prop information, like the chairs, is stored in like a JSON text file. So they can be like, the assets can be streamed in. So that's how the buildings are made. And the last thing I'll show is just some different lighting setups. So that's kind of like the sunset lighting, which looks really cool. Let's see. So this is kind of like daylight, where everything is like much brighter and lighter. And I'm not quite happy with the texturing yet. It's still pretty work in progress. I've just been pulling textures off of CG Textures or textures.com and using triplanar shaders right now. So let's like change this one. And a triplanar shader is pretty nice because you basically don't have to do any UV mapping, and it's really simple just to get a basic look. Let's see. You can adjust like the scale of textures very easily as well. This is kind of more like a moody night light setup, which looks pretty cool, I think. I haven't done any optimizations yet for the game. Like, what I'd like to do is have code that turns on light shadows when you get close to them. So like all these point lights could have shadows when they're close to the camera. I'm just changing the code to spawn in some people into the game, so we can still see that everything else seems to be working. So all those red dots are people. So all the rooms in all the buildings that have beds and are like furnished, I spawn people at those locations. And yeah, the simulation should be working. I turned off the pathfinding. That's why no one was moving. There's definitely some like loading of the game. It takes like 30 seconds with all the pathfinding and all the location information. And I think that's because it's probably not as efficient as it could be, but it's basically loading all this information from like a text file, and it's populating data structures. So if I could somehow serialize the data structure, I could speed up the process a lot. Right now it's reading it in from like a JSON text file, which isn't that fast. There's definitely some bugs. Like I noticed these characters keep disappearing. And I also don't think characters will get loaded in quickly enough if you're moving too fast, like if you're falling downstairs. Like there's some lag with loading in assets right now. Yeah, like it took like a good 15 seconds to load in all these props. So yeah, I'll definitely have to improve like the asset loading. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully this was interesting. I'll try to stream more actual development videos next time, but I just wanted to record what the city looked like at this point.